Hello everyone, welcome to the Dart programming course. My name is Ebuka Chikaudinaka and I'm your tutor for Dart programming language. So what is Dart programming language and why is Dart programming language in existence? Dart programming language is a language that was developed by Google, right, and released for the development of applications, apps that can run on various platforms, all the platforms you can think of, right? So with that, we can build apps. We build apps that run on Android, that run on iOS, apps that run on Windows, that run on Linux, that run on Mac, and even apps that run on the web apps. So it's it's a modern programming language, right? And it's very fast and powerful. And that's the reason we are learning that now. That's the reason you are learning that now, right? So it is expected that at the end of this course, you should have understood the core concepts of that, right? And um, be able to explain them by yourself, and also be able to write programs, write executable and high performance programs, handle operations, right? Handle looping operations, asynchronous operations, and all of that in that. And of course, from this course, you're going to also be learning mobile app development, right? But first, we want to lay a foundation for you. Okay, so I have right here the things that we are going to be touching in this course, the concepts that we are going to be talking about, right? So here you can see mastering Dart programming from basics to advanced concepts. And this is my course content. Number one, we have the fundamentals, right? So we are going to, like I said, we are going to start from the basics, even if you don't have any programming experience whatsoever, right? We are going to take you by the hand and walk you through this course. So we'll start with the fundamentals, and then from there we'll talk about functions. All right. What are functions? Functions are simply pieces of code that carry out specific tasks. Okay, so we're going to look into function mastering. We're going to master functions literally, and then finally we are going to look at object-oriented programming. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what that means. So I'm going to share this slide with you. It's going to be available to you, so you can go through it and look at all the things that we are going to talk about in this course. So first, under the fundamentals, we are going to look at type systems and variables, right? So we are going to look at data types generally, okay, under type systems and variables. So we are going to understand what are the basic data types that we have in that, the concept, how to declare variables, right? Variable declaration, and of course we are going to look at null safety. We're also going to look at operators, okay, operators, and at the same time we are going to be looking at collections. So we are going to talk about that during the course of this program, and we're also going to look at control flow essentials, right? All the different patterns, all the different modes of control flow that we have. We are going to look at them, and right after that we are going to go into functions, right? So in functions we are going to look at function declarations and function parameters. So we have all these different types of function parameters, the required parameters, the default parameters, and optional parameters, alright? And we are going to look at types of functions known as anonymous functions, and also we are going to talk about the return types and scope of a function, alright? So lastly, we are going to go into object-oriented programming, which is actually the nitty-gritty of what we are going to be doing in this Dart course, right? So in this section, we'll look at the classes and constructors. Okay, what are classes? how are classes important, what do we need classes for in that programming, and of course we are going to look at um, constructors, all right, and all the different types of constructors. You can see named constructors, factory constructors, and so on and so forth. Of course, we are going to also look at some attributes of classes, right, such as inheritance and interfaces. And right after that, we'll go into enums and packages in that, right? So these are in a nutshell, right? In a nutshell, these are the things that we're going to be talking about in that programming. And you have to get ready for this course because it's going to be very educative. It's going to equip you for programming in real life, all right? But first, you have to get started. How do you get started? First and foremost, you must own a computer, right? Whether a desktop computer or a laptop computer, your personal computer, anyone. Just make sure you have access to a computer. And then you're going to also need an IDE. An IDE is simply where you're going to write your code and execute it, all right? So because this course is going to be practical, it's going to be very practical, all right? So you need an IDE. Personally, I use Visual Studio Code, right? So how to find it is just go on Google or any search engine you use and search for VS Code, okay, and it brings it up. So you can click on download and you just download it and have it installed, right, on your system. And lastly, you're going to also have to install the DAT SDK, right? So I'm also going to search for DAT SDK, and I'm going to click on this result, and you can look at this part that says install the DAT SDK, right? So I'm on Mac. I'm on a Mac, right? You might be on a Windows or Linux, but personally I'm on Mac. That's why this Mac is automatically selected. So you go ahead and follow the instructions for installation and install it, right? I'm going to see you in class. Thank you.